Hello and welcome back, everybody. We're taking a little trip back in time. We're going back to look at a video that I made of Kiwi Farm Starter Map 1.3. I got into it a little bit late. Didn't really use modhub.us. I got my computer in FS19 around towards the end of January of 2019. I've been on Xbox before that. Never even considered doing a YouTube channel or anything else. So I was still kind of new to a lot of the stuff, even though I played Farming Simulator 13 on PC and did a little bit of mods back in. But I jumped in on Kiwi Map at 1.3. And one of the things that I said about Kiwi is the fact that I love the map so much is because of what I was seeing from the map author. And in 17, I played a map that only had like 5 fields in the whole thing, and they was monster fields. Don't remember the name of the map now, but I remember the biggest map was like 4 or 5 million. It was some kind of unattainable thing to do, and all of them was just so big and everything else. And 17 didn't really get a lot of jobs and stuff like that. So unless she's running some kind of money cheat, which I wasn't, it was kind of hard to do really anything. So when I first seen this map, it did seem kind of appealing because I remember that a little bit. But like I said, what turned me on to it so much was Cazz, the person that he was. I always went in, I always read the comments. People was talking about this was an error and that was wrong and this, that, and everything else. And he was there. He replies. And I know for a fact, even after doing all his map, he takes, like me and a lot of other people, he takes some criticism really hard, you know. And you can tell by how much he loves his work and how much he loves the gaming community by the amount of posts that he makes. And he does the same thing with his Facebook page. And he asked me to jump in on that, but it's where I met Cazz and where we became friends at. And the rest is kind of just like they say history. I've been with Cazz on every project he's ever been on, with WIPs and early access and stuff. We now have the collaboration, which thus far is only 4 of us, which is Perrin, Cazz, and Johnny, and me. And the stuff that's being produced is really above and beyond what I could have ever dreamed. And that's why I want more modders that has some talent to get involved in collaboration as well. I want modders and YouTubers and stuff to work together. That is my dream. There's so much hiding and hurt feelings and everything else in Farming Simulator, and yet it has so much to offer as well. But I would love to see us all working closer together and stuff. Literally, if you want to use one of my videos, as long as you mention my channel and give me a heads up, I don't care. You can do it like this right here I'm fixing to do. Or you can post your links of your videos, like if you got an opinion about Kiwi starter map or whatever it is, and you like to show people your review, feel free to drop your links on my comments for people to see and stuff. I want us working together. Nothing but good can come from that. So the interesting thing about Kiwi is it was meant to be a starter map. So we can do some of the many things that we like to do. Now, I got all my mods turned off in the game right now for Kiwi because they're really not needed anymore, which is kind of funny. This was just meant so we can make maps the way we want to make them. He's done a blank map by my request, and there's been some other people to do some starter maps as well. And there's so many mods and stuff out there now that we can kind of build maps the way we want them. Some of them are kind of blank, some of them are kind of void of life and everything else. But that's the beauty of it, is that there's so much now that we can make maps pretty much the experience that we want. Just pick a layout that you like and then edit it from where you want to go from there. One of the things that was kind of hard for me about Kiwi wasn't the blank lands and stuff, it was the trees. Y'all hear me say it all the time, it just don't look natural. This right here looks as if it was touched by man. It was not a big diversity of trees and stuff like that, but still, it wasn't a reason to bust a map author. It was just like my opinion of where I think I would like to see the map. And now we have it to the point where we could add trees and do all that kind of stuff to it. So what I'm fixing to do is kind of discuss some of the changes of where it was and where it is now. And that is literally the only reason why I'm taking a trip down memory lane, and y'all can just join in. This to me is kind of emotional because, like I said, it's Cazz. I mean, this is Cazz. And our growth together and the growth with other modders and stuff. So that's why it means so much to me. So I'll be switching back and forth. I'm going to black all this out and put a title at the top so my desktop isn't being shown and everything. But if you want to go back and see the full episode of the starter map that I have, right here's my episode number. So anyway, as you can see, let's go back into the map. This is Kiwi map right now. This is what Kiwi was. You still got everything is pretty much spot on. You still got animals as always. You got jobs. And inside of the garage really has no difference. Still a lot of your big equipment. And everything you could possibly want and or need is here. However, there is some changes. The yard is still the same pretty much, except now it has a fence and a gate. And if you notice, there's a balloon in the background. And earlier I also seen a plane going across. And that's a lot of Johnny being brought into this map here. Him working with Johnny, learn how to spline trees and working with all these different planes and balloons and all that, and then just trial by error and then bringing them in. So what I'm fixing to do, I don't know how well I'm going to be able to keep up, but I'm going to give it a shot. As you can see, you can look at the difference in the trees and the roads. Up through here is still pretty much the same. But in areas, you can see this big diversity of trees already. So I'm going to try to follow my video, and I will pause it if need be from here. Right there I was showing the difference in elevations. There's a balloon right there. You see it's not a totally flat map. Whereas you got single row of trees over there. There is still some over there, but as you can also see, this is the same area where this is. Whereas it has a good cluster of trees now. Looks like I'm still heading this way. But you can see the difference in the two. They're not the same no more. I'm going to end up getting lost here in a minute. Right here you can see the trees. Is not the same as the ones on the other side. I'm just going to there's a balloon there. I'm just going to let this other side roll while I kind of look around a little bit. But you can tell on the left hand side, especially the forest, you've only got one type of tree. And there was always a problem with making sure there's no floating trees, making sure stuff is level and all that kind of stuff and looking right. And he has splined a variety of trees in. And if you don't know what I mean by spline, it's basically a method that Johnny's come up with. It's still private. He hasn't released it. He wants to be able to answer questions on it and all that when he gets far enough along and really knowing it well. But it's basically selecting a type of tree or number of trees that you want. You can also set it to where it splatters, or if it's really a narrow effect. And literally, you could drop thousands of trees in about a minute or so. It will auto level them and more. I am completely away from where I'm at over on the other video. We'll just have to go from there. But you can see how much more natural it looks. Let me check something right quick. Brought up the frames per second. I know in these forest areas and stuff, people are talking about lagging out and stuff, but I'm not seeing that. The frames per second is holding at 60 on my end. I am running quite a bit of a computer, but hopefully most people won't have that much trouble. The thing about it is, in first experimenting with doing this type of dropping trees, I mean, look how natural this looks. You just cannot get that by placing down a tree at a time and one type of tree that can be cut. You can't get that natural feel that I love so much and talk so much about. You just can't do it. It would take months to do some of these forest areas and stuff. But in saying that, it also caused major issues as well. I'm completely off from the video. Oh, that's hilarious. But it was like dropping people's frames per second down so low that it was hanging them up and stuff. So, but I can't get over how nice that looks. It literally makes maps to me. I don't know what all air traffic and stuff has been added to this. I know I saw a plane and the balloon so far. The fields are still kind of, well, there's a plane. I do know that the fields are still pretty much squared up and everything, but you know, this map was never really intended to do differently than what it was done. I don't have no issues at all with squared up fields. They don't bother me at all. We don't have a lot of squared up fields in my area. A lot of them is naturally flowing, and you know, going in and out of areas, we got some that's just really looks crazy as could be, but not on Cazz's maps. Now on some maps coming up here in the future, all that's going to change. That's not supposed to look like that. That's one of my keys. There it is. So nothing's really changed other than just doing some stuff extra to it. Some of it cosmetics and a lot of different changes that has happened over time. Literally, people, he just thought that that map was pretty much dead, that it was over and done with because it's been so long ago. But the thing about it is, the map, it hasn't died. It hasn't died at all. In fact, people are still requesting a lot with this map. So he's still been adding to it. But it's kind of amazing to see where this map has gone and come to where it is now. So it's pretty amazing. You still own, like I said, some things is not going to be changed. You still own these 4 fields right here. They're easily joinable. Your farm area is still over here. All your animal placements and everything is in here. Like I said, it's still the same. So if you don't want them, just sell the animals and sell the placements. And he has added the fence and stuff because he wanted to, he's no different than I am. It's just he didn't have a lot of resources on a lot of stuff, and now he does. So now the farm's getting an upgraded look, and the fences, and it's really looking amazing for something that was just supposed to be for, like I said, I can't stress that enough. This map was supposed to be for you to kind of do some things yourself and people to work with, try to make some stuff they want, and it just exploded into this. Hey, we love Kiwi. We want to play Kiwi. Can you do this? And can you do that? And to see Kiwi actually grow up to be what it is today. So I'm going to get off this small screen since we're off the side by side. I still got some of those lines and stuff. But I think I'm going to load up the game in normal window mode if you want to stick around for that. And I'll show more of a zoomed out of where it actually is right now. Alright, we are back. Full screen. So if you didn't like the side by side and you got mad and took off early, or you got tired of listening to me talk, well, you missed the full screen part. There goes the balloon. There goes the plane. See everything nice and neat now. So life has been given to this map. Of course, your fence has been added along with the gate. It is automatic. I know that was a headache, making it work like it should. You don't have to get out and operate the gate. Like I said, this is the part that you own, which is here. You do got a lot of stuff out on the outside edges of the map, sell points and stuff. You do got some here in the middle. Cazz likes doing a lot of stuff on the outside edges. Tons of sell points. Literally, you're going to find a lot of good prices pretty much anywhere near you at all. Your extended fruits. Nothing's in disrepair. You still got your animals starting out. You can sell them if you want to. If not, whatever. Harvesting jobs and everything. These fields are so big, they're going to pay really well. And like I said, in the garage, nothing has really changed in the garage. It's all big equipment. He's got everything you need. So you're not going to have to worry about spending a lot of money. So playing single player and getting money really quick, you're going to pretty much have everything you need to get what you need. So as far as the map goes, I do like a lot of the touches that Cazz has done to it. He's got a couple of gates in here. This side of the map is still a little void of trees and life. But the thing about it is, I kind of like it now. You know, it all seems intentionally planted and everything else through here, down through here. And it's really missing a lot of diversity. But now I'm kind of liking it because it shows. It shows where Cazz came from and where he is now. Still got your European traffic and the traffic on the roads. And then down through here, you got a little mix of what was and what is. So whether that was an intentional thing to be done or not, I don't know. I always do that. I always push the wrong buttons first and get this frames per second loaded up. But as you can see, this map, I mean, this is your drive now. What a difference is that? It is really nice. Him coming together with Johnny was absolutely amazing. And to see what all that they're doing together. And none of these trees has to be leveled. None of them's going to be flying through the air unless it's in one of the older sections. So there's no raising it and lowering it, stressing out if they're level or not. I mean, this here looks all right when you're down here at the level where you're supposed to be in your cars and vehicles. But, I mean, look at the difference between here and here. I just absolutely love it. Now, this was set up with a little bit of a splatter. And you can tell that because the tree is out here next to the road. But that's okay. It's not that bad. And it looks really nice. Frames per second is holding really well. Even in the forest areas. At least it is for me. The only time I seen mine drop was whenever I exited out the map and was reloading back up the map. Let me get rid of those arrows again. So literally everything that made Kiwi what it is still here. But it's just what people has asked for over time to be added to it, and a few things that he wanted to do to give a little extra touch. Map isn't flat. It has plenty of hills to it. And if you don't like hills, you got some flat areas as well. So, as far as Kiwi goes, Kiwi has come a long way. I mean, a really long way. From something that was never supposed to be anything other than a starter map. I mean, how cool is that? I literally can't get over that. There is a bunch of starter maps. There's a bunch of blank maps. But out of all those maps that's out here, how many of those maps has been said, hey, can you do this? And then it gets done, and then that request keeps growing. And the popularity of what was really nothing much grows to be something that's what it is today. I just find that astonishing. And I really believe with all my heart, after getting to know Cazz, that the reason why Kiwi is what it is today is because people who care about Cazz. It's just that simple. And the only thing I see wrong with the whole map is the splatter. This right here. That's where that spline laying trees went off and it splattered over into the road. But this is a forest road. For the most part, he's got it out of all of them. But if you're gonna be buying a forest, you can cut it out of the road and grind it up. All the rest of it looks really good. So except for about 3 or 4 trees that needs to be deleted. That's about it. But saying that's an issue, no, it's not an issue at all. So there it is. That's where Kiwi is today. Um, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And this is Cazz. So, like, share, subscribe. Have fun, everybody.